Scanning for audio.
Welcome once again to yet another Tin Dog podcast. I'm going to be talking about the 8th Doctor Adventures, Deadly Strangers, which came out in December last year. It was one of those, well, it's a December release, so everything gets rushed over and you go, I'll get back to that one, and you do get back to it. And of course, you'd also had that exciting live thing going on with the 8th Doctor. But here we go. It's a box set. It's got 3 stories. It's got a weird Deadly Strangers. What does that mean in Doctor Who? That just mean like Doctor Who stories. But it's fine. It's a fairly generic title, and that's not a problem. We don't mind generic titles. So, you've got 3. You've got, well, hang on. You've got Isla Fisher. Oh, it's so nice having the 8th Doctor and Charley back together. And with the addition of Audacity, it's just a lovely set of 3. Truly, truly enjoying. I think the 8th Doctor needs multiple companions just to kind of work. Although, to be fair, I did enjoy him and Charley at the beginning just to get... You know what? Just make me shut up. What do I know? So, you've got Puccini and the Doctor by Matthew Jacobs, Women's Day Off by Lisa McMullin, and The Gloaming by Lauren Moody and Stewart Pringle. Now, everyone who's been paying attention to the latest Tin Dog podcasts knows that I've got an increasingly soft spot for the dark side of Doctor Who, which Mooney and Pringle provide us in abundance. Huge fans of their work, but let's do this in order. Puccini and the Doctor by Matthew Jacobs. Okay, the name's going to be familiar to you, possibly. And you're looking at the same person who wrote the 1996. God, do you remember when that was like present? TV movie. Okay? Inspired by his friends, the Doctor takes Charley and Audacity to Milan to meet Puccini and hear the music of love. But the Doctor is not the only alien entranced by humanity. The mysterious Tura is setting riddles, and for those who answer, the experience is transformative. It's got Tim, I can always say this wrong, Tim McInerney, Captain Darling from Blackadder, in as Puccini. You know what? There's a reason he's been working for years. Everyone loves him. His performances are great. He's massively underrated. He's just a great performer all round. And he's playing Puccini and just pulls it off. He's brilliant. Yes, we all remember him from the Ood episode or whatever, but as far as I'm concerned, this is an absolutely glorious performance. It could be camp, it's not. Yes, Puccini's got a whole thing going on, and it's nice that they reference this 7th Doctor an earlier Doctor spending time with Puccini. And it's just really well done. You've got you've got parallels with Puccini's work, obviously. You've got just a lot going on. You've got characters who can change people into things, and you've got what is love, what is humanity all about. There's a lot of big issues dealt with here. If it was on TV, it might come across as just a little bit much, but you know what? On audio, it just plain works. The 8th Doctor and all 3 of them are just... Oh, it's like slipping on an old set of slippers and you go, oh, everything's all right. Seriously. So story number 2, Women's Day Off, Lisa McMullin. Lisa's always producing some great stuff. So let's do the synopsis. Iceland, 1975. Charley and Audacity are thrilled to discover that the women have gone on strike. All of them. With potentially disastrous consequences for a girl called Kyla. and everyone she comes in contact with. Now, in my notes that I've written in the corner, it just says camp fun, and that's underestimating the whole thing. This is arguably the historical celebrity, except the celebrity historical story here, the celebrity in question is an event. And the event is the women's strike of 1975, which happened in Iceland. And you know what? If the BBC is here to educate, then this is what it does, because I'd never heard of this. I'd heard of the suffragette movement, the suffragists and all of that. I'd done that. And I felt bad can men be feminists? So that's a whole kettle of fish. We can be the supporters. I suppose we can, in a sense. You know what? I'll ask somebody who's got a bigger brain than me. But what I like to do is know things, and I had no idea about this strike that had gone on. Iceland itself is a great setting. However, in the celebrity historicals, the thing that suffers is having to add the sci-fi element, because they used to be pure historicals, and that would have been interesting. But where would the danger, the drive of narrative come from? So you've got the character who's a bit carry, who's got psychological powers, going over people with not psychological, psychic powers, and they're really well executed. There's a whole carry thing going on, and then you've got a rather nice chummy alien in a car park. Well, not a car park, just a park, and he's very cool. The business with the sausages is brilliant. So yes, it does work as a setting because it's a real thing and I feel educated. But then that brings us to story number 3, the Gloaming. Again, Lauren Moody and Pringle. They always come up trumps. The Doctor, Charley and Audacity arrive on the Gloaming, a luxury sleep clinic in orbit around a dead world. Gloaming is filled with wealthy sleepers dreaming through the dark ages of their world in suspended animation, but something is growing here deep into the minds and poisonous dreams, something the Doctor fought long ago. Okay, my notes on the paper also say bloody great snake on the cover. So you've got people dreaming, you've got a massive snake on the cover. You can get to your own conclusions and probably arrive at completely the right place. Yeah, are you there? You with me? Sorted. I don't need to go in any more depth than that. That is a nice story that's going along. So you've obviously got the historical events of the future, of this incredible dead world that's being asset stripped and was a beautiful place. Can you see the parallels there? And it is dark and it's the dreams, and then there's the thing that inhabits the dreams. Okay, do you remember the Mark Gatiss story with the Sandman? Imagine that story done well. That's what we've got here. If you thought the setting was good, the background was good, the way it was all functioning and working together, that story there, done well, is this story. It's dark, it's foreboding, it's got a lot of world building going on without being laid on with a trowel. Well worth experiencing. If you've missed the original 8th Doctor run and you miss a bit of Charley, get this. It's a lovely, lovely release. 3 great stories, genuinely. And I do like a nice dark Doctor Who story. But I do like the darkness of Torchwood. Right, I'm going to go now, and I'll let you hear the trailer. And if you're watching Doctor Who on TV, because these have been recorded so far in advance, I don't know if I'm reviewing them or not. Perhaps I am. Perhaps I'm not. But either way, until next time, be seeing you.
It was just a bad dream. I was in the dark, some dark place, and there was a voice.
From Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The 8th Doctor Adventures, Deadly Strangers.
Have you ever watched a snake dance?
Where are we going?
Milan, February the 17th, 1904.
Puccini!
Exactly. Giacomo Puccini. And tonight is the opening night of...
Madame Butterfly.
Correct.
This is Lady Audacity. This is Charlotte.
And this is their friend, the Doctor.
I do hope you both like opera.
I have an inkling the TARDIS has brought us to Iceland.
130 kilometers outside of Reykjavik. Iceland, 1975? The women are on strike.
I don't know how to make it stop!
What is she?
She's a child.
She's a devil.
The Trappist system. We are in orbit above the Earth colony planet of Gillen 3.
Unauthorized life forms cannot be here. Gloaming is closed.
Gloaming? What's gloaming?
It's private.
It's a sleep clinic.
If you're dreaming, maybe you should pinch yourself.
Somewhere to sleep, rest and rejuvenate.
Ow, Doctor!
But how long have you been sleeping for?
Doctor! I'm trapped in the dark and I don't know where I am. I will dance her ragged. I will dance her to death.
Big finish. For the love of stories.
Sleep, the sleep of ages. The sound of sleep in the universe. That's the Gloaming guarantee.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Everything discussed is the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. If you've enjoyed this show via YouTube, please click like and subscribe. To contact the show, please email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk or follow the show on Blue Sky at tindogpodcast.bsky.social. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.